Okay, so you might see a thing pop up. We are recording now. All right, and we are going to go ahead and start once I can get my thing to go. Awesome. Can everybody see my screen? You can give me a thumbs up. That'd be good if anybody does. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with our Wellness Wednesday for today. Okay. So my name is Sean. I am, sorry, 1 second. I'll go correctly. Okay. So my name is Sean. I am a health educator here at Healthy Aging Association. And I am also the Dignity at Home program coordinator. I'll tell you a little bit about that program towards the end. It's just a good program for fall risk accessories, essentially. But today we are going to be talking about physical activity and how it can help reduce falls. Now, a little bit about me. I am originally from Southern California. I just moved up here last July with my wife. We got married in October. I'm currently studying at Stanislaus State for exercise science and kinesiology with a subdivision of rehabilitation. So my end goal is I want to become a physical therapist. I have actually worked in a physical therapy office for a little over 3.5 years from down in Southern California. Not a licensed physical therapist, but I do have some experience with helping older adults with falling, preventing falls, helping to strengthen certain muscle groups to prevent those falls as well. So that's just a little bit about me, and then we'll go ahead and jump into our focus for today. So our program today is going to be recorded. So it's going to be recorded and it will be posted on our YouTube channel, our website, and also it will be posted on our Facebook page next week. You'll be able just to click on the link and it should take you right to YouTube. If you do feel uncomfortable at all being recorded, please feel free to turn off your camera. And I added in this today. Any of our previous recordings, they can be viewed on youtube.com. Just search Wellness Wednesday and the month, okay? If you want to look up for December's, you would type in Wellness Wednesday December and it'll pop up. That's the easiest way I've pulled them up, unless you can go to our website and you can find it. You can click it, it'll take you right to it too, okay? And we are a nonprofit organization, Healthy Aging Association. Our mission is to help older adults live longer, healthier, and more independent lives by promoting increased physical activity and sound health and nutrition practices. Okay. So jumping into our presentation today, we have a little bit of some startling statistics. We have about 36 million falls that are being reported yearly among older adults. This leads to more than 32,000 deaths per year as well. 1 out of 5 falls causes an injury, and every year at least 300,000 older people are hospitalized for hip fractures. More than 95% of these hip fractures are going to be due to a fall, okay? And it turns out that women do tend to fall more frequently than men and account for 3/4 of all hip fractures. I know our main audience today is women, female, so this does pertain to you. I'm not sure, I couldn't find exactly why it was saying women do have more frequent falls, but this was from the CDC website. So I could post it in the chat if you would all like. So let's just go over a little bit of what we think can cause a fall, okay? Things like medication. Some medications can make you dizzy. They can lower your blood pressure and make you feel faint as well. And that could lead to some sort of a fall. overall clutter around the home can lead to a fall. So just having things in your hallway, I know I've talked about this on previous presentations, just clutter is such a preventable thing, but it's easy to build up, right? So having those things sticking out that can really cause you to trip on will be a good thing to think about removing or to clean up and just organize. Another huge one I see with my program for the Dignity at Home program is throw rugs. Throw rugs are very, very dangerous if they do easily get kicked up or they slip. I've touched some that I barely tap and they slide across the room. So ways you can prevent that are really to tape them down or just get rid of them. There's newer kinds of things you can get that are anti-slip, and those work really well to prevent the corners of those getting kicked over, and then that leads to a tripping hazard for you as well. Poor lighting is a big one. Okay, so you need to see where you're going. I advocate for this one. My wife likes to turn off the lights on me when I'm before I go to bed, so I can't see where I'm going, so I have to turn on all the lights. But just having that lighting is great, just to see where you're going. If there are any of those clutter, tripping hazards. I know we were talking about pets in the chat room before we hopped on here. You know, seeing where those pets are. They're usually blend in. You can't see them too well. So just making sure you have night lights or good lighting in your hallway that you can use to make sure those heavy trafficked areas you use daily, especially at night, you can see well. The last one I have here is inactivity, which is what we are actually going to go into next. So inactivity is defined as participating in no activity beyond normal activities of daily living. So it's just lounging around and not doing much. Do any of you feel like you do inactivity, or that you are not as active as you wish you could be? And you can speak out if you'd like. Okay, I know I do get a little bit inactive at times with school and work and everything. It's kind of, you know, I have to keep myself up with activities and exercising, because if you just sit around, it does take a toll on your health. Okay. Good.
I find myself sometimes, I've been crocheting since COVID and making blankets for family and friends. Yeah. And I watch television while I crochet. So these last 2 years, I have spent more time sitting in front of the TV crocheting. Okay. And I try to stand at least once an hour.
Good. Well, that's good. Just standing alone is going to help with that like low back pain you might get as well, right? You can walk around the house a little bit, or do a quick down the street and back walk. That's good though, that, you know, you're making things for your friends and you're staying kind of positive, and I like that. So yeah.
Well, I get really stiff. I have arthritis. So if I sit too long, I get really stiff. So it helps stand and kind of stretch. But I'm so much less active than I used to be, because I don't go out like I used to. I don't go to the gym like I used to.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is some of the things we're going to get into in a second there. Okay. So yeah, some of the consequences that we're having of inactivity are going to lead to, you know, with sitting around and all these different things, are going to lead to decreases in health and overall quality of life. Excuse me. You're going to have decreases in strength and stamina. So you can actually be losing some of that muscle mass and strength that you had, right? It's going to increase depression as well, because you're kind of just lounging around and get kind of like in like a lethargic state. I'd say it can happen. It can lead to an increased risk of becoming overweight or obese. Your potential increase in blood pressure. So this could lead to higher blood pressure than you normally would have, just from having those daily walks can just help with that so much, which will also lead to an increased risk of heart disease. And you can also have an increased risk for certain cancers that can increase too. So we just want to avoid being inactive, right? We want to try and be active. And, there's that saying I've heard before, is a body that is in motion tends to stay in motion, right? So if you're in motion, if you're moving, your joints are loosened up and you're able to stay active and stay in motion. But if you're just sitting around, it's kind of hard to get out of that, right? And then the little point I put on the bottom here for you too was that physical inactivity actually will increase your healthcare costs, because 4 out of 5 of the most constantly chronic conditions that are going to be among adults that are 50 years or up, it can be prevented from doing a simple walk or some sort of physical activity, which we will get into in a little bit too, just so you have some things to go off of as well, okay? Right. And then how has inactivity increased due to COVID-19? So just like you were saying a second ago, physical activity in older adults, it's decreasing because of COVID. Things like your gyms or group exercises, they are reopening, as we all know, but some are just scared to go participate in these because it's still dangerous and still scary to get out there because of COVID. Finding the motivation overall just to exercise at home by yourself can be hard. I know that for me, trying to stay active and work out, I do better in a group setting. Okay, so I really like to be able to go to the gym and kind of work out, or I get a little crazy with those exercise groups, so I kind of get competitive and I go too hard. But my wife and me learned that the hard way. But I think there is a different motivational event that happens for you when you're working out with a group, with people. When you're at home, it's so good you get to really motivate yourself, and it's so good to increase and keep that physical activity going, but it's just more difficult to do. Another point is not having the technology to participate in Zoom classes. I know a few of you probably in here were from our Young at Heart Strength Training class earlier this morning, from 9:30 in the morning to about 10:30, and it's one that's really helped a lot of people. I know Joy was telling me earlier that she really hopes we don't get rid of it, because she's now living in Arizona and she loves to be able to participate in the class. So this lack of activity or exercise also is really going to lead to an overall dread or feeling down, because you're isolated. You're not able to exercise with a group or see as many people as you normally would like to. So this can all lead to your physical and mental health is being negatively affected. So it's a good thing, I think, just to try to get outside and try to walk around and do stuff like that. You're going to hear a lot about walking today, I think. I got a few things on walking. So, righty, good. And I wanted to see, what ways do you all think that we can adapt to exercising at home? If anybody has any ideas out there. I've come up with a couple, but there's always more.
Well, one would be to schedule it,
Good.
Put it on your schedule, decide in the morning when you're going to do it and what you're going to do.
Yeah. I like that. I think that's a good one. I'm not too sure if I put it on this one, but I do think that creating a routine, right? Or like a little schedule. So I know I did put it on one of these points. Let's see. So make a routine of walking in the morning or at night, or both if you can feel up to it. Now, you don't have to walk when it's dark out, but before you have dinner or after dinner, when it's still light out, a little bit cooler, because summer is going to start coming up a little bit. But just making sure that you do what you're capable of doing. I'm a big advocate for being safe and not going past your limits. Just take it slow, take it easy. you know, but a nice little walk, even if you can't go around your block, if you can just go down the street and come back, that's a great goal. And then I used to tell patients, try to make it to the next house and come back, and then the next house and come back. And then you get a little bit of an increase, right? So I think that's a good way to go about a good point to exercise at home is just walking. Stretching. I am a huge person on stretching, especially as you get older. So I used to tell patients as well, I like for them to stretch at home before getting out of bed. So right in the morning when you wake up, you're in bed, you can already do stretches where you're lying down. So you can do a few where you just bring your knees to your chest, or you just do some leg stretches and some light twists and stuff like that. Being careful not to fall off bed or anything, but just nice, easy, light stretches. Nothing too hard. Just a little bit of a stretch will help get that blood flowing. And then I usually tell people they should try and stretch before going to bed, because nobody thinks about doing that. But I think getting into bed, it kind of helps you get prepared and wind down for sleep as well, if you just do some of the same stretches you did in the morning. Okay. Another point that I liked was you can join one of Healthy Aging's Young at Heart Strength Training Zoom classes. So we do have it right now. It's Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:30. And I'll have a little bit more about the classes and stuff towards the end. I just thought it'd be a good point to throw it in there in case if anybody in here isn't in our online Zoom class. Yeah, is it Joe? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, that's a great class to do. I've been able to see a few of them and participate in a few of them, and they are great. They really do hit that strength training that's really beneficial for everybody. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit about why movement is important in general. Okay, why do you all think, does anybody have anything to say about movement in general, that why it's important? Nobody? Okay, no biggie. But by moving, you're going to be strengthening those muscles. They're really your stability muscles and stuff. So they are going to be improving the stability muscles. It's going to improve your balance and your coordination. Okay. These are all just really important things with preventing falls. Okay. Exercise is going to improve your blood pressure, especially with people with hypertension. So if you have any kind of hypertension, you want to consider just doing a light exercise. Those who exercise are experiencing less pain and better joint function. That's going to help to lubricate your joints and everything and keep you in motion, keep you moving and feeling better. But movement is going to also help you keep your independence. It's going to help you to stay strong as you age, allowing you to keep doing things you enjoy with less help and assistance. You know, everybody wants to be as independent as they can. So moving just a little bit every day is really beneficial in the long run for trying to keep your independence and not having a fall, which can lead to you having to be independent by having people help take care of you and everything too. Okay. And the last point is it feels good. I like exercising. I like moving around. I heard a really good saying one time that said, like, you've never felt bad after you worked out, right? I mean, unless you had an injury, you don't want to work out to where you get injured, but you've never, you know, you don't regret working out, right? After an exercise, you always feel better than when you started. All right. So what are some of the things that can be considered as movement? So some of the things that you can think about doing, which will count towards movement and exercise for you. So there's a bunch of different things. A brisk walk, which I know I've said probably 10 times already. Some aerobics are good. Even, I like this point right here, yard work and gardening. You know, it does give you quite a bit of an exercise, getting up, getting down, moving, bending, reaching, digging, doing all kinds of different stuff. If you're raking, my wife's grandmother still does all her own yard work. And I think that is something that's really beneficial for her in staying strong. Yoga is a great one to do. That's going to help you with core strengthening, and it's going to really help with your flexibility and stretching. From working as a PT aide, I've learned that balance and flexibility are some of the biggest things as you get older. Stretching and balance are two main things you want to make sure you try to work on. Working with resistance bands. That's what we use in our strength training classes, okay? And they have extreme benefits. I have sets at my house. I use them as well. They're great to use. They're good on your joints. They're not too heavy. And you can adjust it by putting it in different positions for different resistance, right? Dancing is great. You won't find me on a dance floor, but if you do, power to you, because yeah, you just don't want to see me dance, okay? Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a class that we also do provide too. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but that is a great class. It's very slow movements. It's kind of like a meditation as well, and it's very slow movement, and you're moving nice and in different poses. And I was really impressed with the class that I saw do Tai Chi. It's a lot of balance, a lot more balance than I expected to see, and that one's actually going on right now. So so you want to include stretching and balance activities as part of your weekly physical activity. Just can't say enough, make sure you do it safely. So if you are trying to do any sort of a balance thing, make sure you have something sturdy next to you to hold on to. Don't try and go Mr. Miyagi on it, or Karate Kid, and try to close your eyes and all that stuff. Just little balancing techniques are good, but stretching, I think, is one of the biggest. Light stretching is great. And then a point I put on the bottom here, the CDC recommends that 30 minutes of moderate intensity activity, 5 days a week, with 2 days of some sort of strength training, okay? So you want to do 5 days, 30 minutes of that brisk walk, or that yoga, dancing, something of that sort. And then you do want to include 2 days of something with strength training, and that could be your yard work. That could be using those resistance bands, okay? Great. And then overall, why is strength training important? All right. Does anybody actually do strength training right now? Would you say you do it twice a week or anything? Does anybody participate and do any kind of strength training on their own or with a class?
I do twice a week with it's Silver Sneakers.
Okay, great.
I do it online. Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. Yeah. And it keeps you strong, and keeps you that muscle tone and everything, right? I mean, it's great to do. I've noticed too, even, I know it's probably a little bit technical to get to and everything. I get confused with technology, but I notice a lot of the streaming devices, or like I know Amazon Prime and all those, they have little exercise things in there for free. So those are good to think about too. They might be targeted at a little bit younger generations and stuff too. So they might be, some of them might be a little bit more intense, but yeah, there's stuff out there for you to find, right? So regular strength training is going to improve and prevent that muscle loss. If you lose muscle, then you're creating weakness, and that's going to lead to having shaky limbs, weak limbs, and that also can lead to a fall. It's going to improve balance, strength, flexibility, and your coordination. Okay. Overall, it's just going to decrease your fall risk, and it's going to help to maintain your independence. Okay. That's the big thing I think we want to do, right? We all want to stay independent. Yeah, Joe, did you have anything?
Well, yeah, it also helps your metabolism to have muscle tone instead of fat. Muscle burns more calories than fat does.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah, you do want to have that lower body fat percentage, right? So, you know, by doing some sort of strength training, that does help to burn those calories and burn off a little bit of that fat. Okay. So yeah, that's a great point there, Joe. Good. I think I jumped. Nope. Okay. So this is our young at heart strength training that I was talking about a little bit. So it's practiced and tested. All right. We do have equipment that we use for this one. This will be that rubber tubing. Joe, I think this would be the one that you were interested in. So I can see you nodding your head. Yeah. So we do have tubing. There's the one with the handles you use. There's also a loop one you use. So if you are considering doing these classes, we do highly recommend that you have those. You'll need them for the class. And we do sell them here. They're used, they're not expensive. They do have new ones as well. And then there is a number on the bottom. You can call us if you have any questions. They're usually 2 times a week, I think. They're about an hour long. It really works on the strength, balance, and your flexibility to help reduce the risk of falling. And it's going to help you maintain that independence too. And due to COVID, we do have the online Zoom class Monday, Wednesdays, 9:30 to 10:30, which are great. We do have some coming back in person. We do have a new one that just opened up too, I believe in Modesto. I didn't have it with me, but if you do have any questions about which sites are open or anything like that, we do reach out to you and let you know when they do if you're in our system. If not, just give us a call here on the bottom. And if you have any questions, one of our associates will help you and figure out which class will be best for you to do. Okay? Great. Just give you guys a minute in case you do want to write anything down. Good. And if you want me to go back on a slide or if I'm going too fast, you just let me know. All right? Okay, go ahead to the next one. And then we talk about a little bit the Tai Chi for arthritis. So this one is a great class too. It is ongoing in person. It is Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And it is at the St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Modesto off of Oakdale Road. You do need to be vaccinated.
Episcopal.
Sorry, what was that?
It's the St. Paul's Episcopal Church.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been murdering that word for a while. So thanks for the save there, Joe. So the Episcopal, I'll try my best. Well, they are taking people now. You do need to be vaccinated. It's a great class. I got to go to it one time, and it was very, very impressive of their movements, how they all move as a group. And it really does get you to kind of calm down and relax and slow your mind down. It's quiet. The group is great. They're all very, very nice. So if you are open to coming to an in-person class, this is a great one to consider. If you wanted to do it, you would just go on the day that it's going to be held, show up 10 to 15 minutes prior, a little early. That way you can register, and then you can meet a few people and they'll walk you around and show you what you're going to go ahead and do. Okay. Again, great class. Okay.
Are you going to talk about the steps walking?
Yes, I do
Okay.
have steps. Steps should be in here. Okay. If for some reason it slipped by me, then we can still talk about the end there, Colleen, I promise.
All right.
All righty. So overall tips, for you starting an exercise program would be you want to first make sure you are checking with your healthcare provider. Make sure it's just safe for you to go ahead and start, and at what level you should kind of start to, right? Find a class that you enjoy, like that Tai Chi or that young at heart strength training class would be a good one. You want to ease into it. Make sure you're not rushing too much. And then you want to go ahead and try to be active whenever possible. I like to do this because I like to park farther away at the grocery store. I feel like that just makes you have to walk a little farther and get a little bit more steps in. When you're watching TV, or you're like, I think it was Joe was saying she knits and everything when she's watching TV. When it's commercials, try to stand up, move around. Usually the commercials are about 2 minutes long. That's perfect amount of time for you to kind of do a lap in the house. You can do some other kind of activity if you would like to. Yeah, and then you can also start or end your day with a walk. Like I was saying earlier in the walking slide, you can go ahead and start your day with a walk and end your day with a walk.
I have a question. What would be the benefit of getting up and walking a little bit during commercials?
It just gets your blood moving. It kind of gets you loosened up. If you're being stagnant and just sitting, it's not going to be good for your back. It's not going to be great for your joints and stuff. But if you take those little breaks and move, it's going to just help keep everything moving in your blood circulation. So I do know that they do in medical professions, they do recommend that you try to get up and move every hour or so. So you don't want to just be stagnant and sitting, right? That's that inactivity we don't want to do. It's going to lead to all these other issues and potentially a fall. Okay. Did that answer your question, Lucy?
Yes, thank you.
Of course, of course. If you guys have any questions, just shoot them out. Okay, and then we go into a little bit of why walking is important, right? So it's going to lower risk of health problems, high blood pressure, heart disease. We kind of talked about some of these already. It's going to enhance your mood and overall attitude. I like to just go for walks myself, outside, anywhere that I can find a trail. A little trails, like easier ones. I know in Modesto, they have a little area that's not bad. Daily walking can lead to some weight loss as well, which is going to improve your health. It's going to improve that circulation of blood, and it helps you to sleep at night by doing a little bit more activity. Yeah, walking can actually slow some mental decline and lower the risk of Alzheimer's. And it's going to go ahead and strengthen your bones and muscles. So it actually will strengthen your bones. Strength training will actually improve strengthening in your bones as well. That's another good reason why to do strength training. You don't want to have weak, brittle bones in case you do have a fall, something breaks, then you're in the hospital, and then it can just kind of go downhill from there, right? So some tips here for you all for walking. Wear some good supportive footwear that make sure it's going to secure your ankle. Don't wear flip-flops or, Crocs. I'm not the biggest fan about those. Something with laces that you tie, right? Bring along those assistive devices like a cane or a walker. If you have them, use them. Sometimes people don't like to use them. I get it. But if you get caught up on a curb or a little piece of gravel or something that can help prevent you from going down, or at least help break your fall a little bit, make sure you bring a water bottle. I can't say it enough. In all the classes I teach and everything, stay hydrated, especially in winter too, when it's not as hot. Dress appropriately for the weather. So if you are going out right now in the morning or in the evening, it's cold out today. So wear a sweater, wear something a little bit warm. You don't want to be shivering and cold, and it's going to start getting warmer, so you don't want to wear anything too much to get too hot. I did put this last point today. You can go on to air.gov and you can check the air quality outside. When fire season comes around and stuff too, it's kind of, you're not sure if it's really good air quality to go outside. Sometimes you can just tell because you can smell smoke. But I think it's a good thing to check before you go out for your walks and go do things, is to just check air.gov. It was really easy. You just type in your zip code and it just shows you right away the quality of the air outside. Okay. If anybody wants to know, today it says it has good air quality. So, okay, here's that steps for you, Colleen. Okay, so this is our Young at Heart Steps Challenge. It starts next week on the 28th. It's a very good challenge. It's going to be 12 weeks long. We had one in fall. This is the second one in spring. Our registration is open. We have registered walkers that will receive weekly motivational emails. You guys will report miles to Healthy Aging Association every 4 weeks. Report miles and qualify to enter there's potential for a raffle. I'm not too sure if they're doing it this time, but we might. But we do like to give incentives to keep you guys going, right? So there will be something like that. We have a celebration of a brunch at the end. We did do a drive-through before, but now that things are starting to open up, it could be in person. We're not 100% sure on that just yet, but for right now, from what I know, we will be just doing a brunch distribution. So it could be a drive-through or it could be in person. Yeah, we just bring you all together. We do the brunch and we kind of have like a little bit, some people get like little awards, I think, for if they stood out or anything. If you would like to register, you can do it in a couple of ways. One way would be you could go online, go to the Healthy Aging Association website, which would be healthyagingassociation.org. And then you can find the registration on the website and fill it out there. It's the fastest way to do it. Or you can actually call and have us help you, and we can go ahead and fill it out for you online if you're having issues. I do have our phone number at the end of this. That way we can kind of get the process started for you, because it does start on the 28th, which is next week. So, and then if you need to, we can mail you out a registration form if you wanted to do it that way. Okay, or you can just come by our office here in Modesto off of Coffee Road, and we can just give you a form there and help you fill it out too if you needed to. Okay, but please call us if you are going to come by. We like to have like to know who's coming by and when, so we can make sure we have somebody in the office. Okay, great. So how do you all think, if anybody would like to answer, how do you think inactivity will increase your chance of falling? I kind of have the answers already here for you. So yeah, it's going to just weaken your muscles, which are going to lead to a fall. It's going to weaken your bones, which can help lead to a fall. And it's just going to affect your balance, which is potentially going to lead to a fall too, right? Right. Good. So we want to keep moving. I can't say it enough. Just keep moving. As we age, most of us are losing that coordination, flexibility, and balance. It's mostly happens through inactivity. There could be other factors, but it's usually inactivity. And research really does show that just 30 minutes a day of activity can help decrease the risk of fall. And you don't have to do it 30 minutes altogether. Do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes after lunch, 10 minutes before dinner or after dinner. You know, just get some activity going. If you could do 30 minutes consistently, it'd be better. But if you do, doing something's better than nothing in my book. Okay. Good. And then this is our matter of balance class. I wanted to tell you a little bit about too. Or no, this is just preventing falls. I'm sorry, it was the same picture. So this is preventing falls. You want to exercise regularly, get your vision checked. Check for those hazards we spoke about earlier. Watch out for your pets. I know we talked about that before we started the presentation. Watch your medications, and just invest in yourself and join a fall prevention program. So some of the classes that we offer, we already talked about, right? Just reminding you, we have Young at Heart Strength Training. We have the Tai Chi for arthritis, which is a great class. The Matter of Balance is a good class as well. That one is full, but if you do want to get registered for it, you can call us. We can go ahead and put you on the wait list for when our next class does open. We have the STEPS program, which starts next week. Again, you can register online. You can call and we can help you out with registration, or you can call and let us know when you're coming by and we can help set you up with that registration form. And then we have
I have a question.
Yeah.
There were supposedly maps where there's areas where they've mapped out how the distance.
Yes.
Is that just come to the office and pick up the brochure or what?
So you could call Colleen. You could call if you want to. You can come in and pick one up if you have the time, or we can mail it out to you. Up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just give us a call and then let us know what works best for you. I think coming in is good because then you kind of get it right away and it starts next week. if you're already registered and everything. So if you want to register and you can pick that up too, just come on by. But you have to, we really do need you to call before you come. Call and let us know. Because if you don't, one of us, we could all be out of office doing other stuff because we have a lot of programs.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And this is just going over quickly a little bit about the matter of balance. Okay. It is more of a talking kind of a thing. You're not doing too much actual balancing or activities, but you do just go over some things where you're going to learn about different ways to view falls, right? To view it as being controllable, where you can control your fall and you can set some realistic goals to increase activities, and you'll promote a little bit of exercise and increase strength and balance as well. They're 9 2-hour classes, right? So there's 2-hour longs, there's 9 of them. It's a small group, which is good, right? So it's only 8 to 12 people, but that's why it fills up so fast. And yeah, we are currently having a wait list. If you do want to get onto that wait list, just give us a call and we will go ahead and put you in there, okay? And then just quickly, this is my program. I do run the Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program. What we do is, if you qualify, I would come by and after I receive some paperwork and make sure you qualify, I would do an in-home assessment if you have a fear of falling. And we would just go through the home and just see what we can get for you installed at no cost to you for things like grab bars, shower chairs, shower transfer chairs, like the one I have in this picture on the right is a little transfer chair to help you get in and out of that bathtub shower combo. There's also the toilet safety frame. We have toilet seat risers. There's bath mats that are really heavy duty ones that we can get installed. It's a great program. We're not coming up to the end of it, but we're starting to kind of hone in on trying to get more people done as soon as we can. So if you have any questions about this, you can ask me today, or you can just shoot us a call and we'll put you in the right direction to get the process started, okay? Typically, you have to make, if you're one person in that one person household, $3,300 or less, I think, is it monthly. If you make an income less than $3,300 a month, you can qualify essentially. Okay, if anybody has any questions on this, just shoot, okay? All righty. Great, and then this just kind of goes over the program a little bit more. You would want to call this number on the bottom. This is actually the Area Agency on Aging, okay? They are the ones that you would start with. They do a pre-screening with you to make sure you qualify. Then they would shoot you over to me and we would get the process started. I would do an over-the-phone interview and then we would go ahead and try to set up me coming by to do an assessment. Takes 30 to 40 minutes. We wear protective equipment, so there's mask, gloves, booties, everything. And we go ahead and just talk with you about what you're worried about and see what we can do to fix those problems. Okay, it's a really great program. I love doing it. I've been doing it since November. It's awesome. I love it. Okay. So just a quick summary. Just 5 reasons to exercise. Let's improve quality of life, maintain your independence, keep those bones and muscles nice and strong, prevent your falls and boost energy, and it promotes better sleep. I know I have problems sleeping sometimes, so whenever I exercise, I get great sleep after. You already heard about our programs twice now, sorry. So our Young at Heart Strength Training Fall Prevention Program, we have Tai Chi. I should be doing training in a few months for Tai Chi, so I'm actually going to be leading a class, I believe, in the next future months. There'll be more coming with that, so there'll be another class open. The Matter of Balance, even though it's full, it would be a great idea to get registered. I put a little star next to Young at Heart Steps. If you want to register for this one, it's great. All you're doing is walking. You're not walking as a group. You get the routes. You kind of just go at your own pace and do your miles as you can. And then the last point is the Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program, which is mine. So again, if you have any questions, on the bottom right here is our phone number. Okay, for Healthy Aging Association. give us a call. You can ask for Sean. I'll help you out to the best I can. Okay. Or anybody else back there will help you. Okay. And we have our email here as well, too, if you guys prefer just emailing. It's right down there on the right. Okay. Good. Colleen, were you writing? I can go back for you.
Well, I was just going to write down your email address.
Yeah, go for it.
I have it now.
All righty, great. Okay, so that is kind of the end of our presentation for this month, right? So next month we are going to be talking about actions to take after falling. It's going to be March 30th, and it will be at 11 a.m. again, okay? It's going to be on Zoom. These will pretty much always be on Zoom from what I know. And I will be sending out emails to everybody again. So you should get an email again with an invitation. And we're just going to be discussing things you should take into account after you've had a fall. I'm going to try and talk about what you should do just getting up from a fall, if you should try getting up from a fall, how to kind of assess and see what's going on, if you should go see a physician, all those different points you should know, okay? It's just good knowledge to have. We will be having our Dr. Bob McGrew, who is a retired medical doctor. He will be our guest speaker that time. He was supposed to come today. I apologize, but he unfortunately was out of town. So he was not able to be here today, or else he would have spoke on some points as well. Okay. And that's all I have for you all today. So thank you all for stopping by. I will.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. If anybody has questions, I'm right here. I'm just going to stop sharing. You're all very welcome. You all, yep, I'm here if you have any questions. I can answer them to the best I can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Very, very welcome. It was fun. Hope you guys had a good time.
Thank you. So this program will be recorded on YouTube?
Yes, it will. I'm going to post it on YouTube right after this.
Oh, okay. But
So
any other time I can watch
Thanks,
it?
Spot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I will post it and it'll be on our website. And it will be, sorry, one second, I'm just going to mute so it's easier. So I will post it on YouTube right after this. It takes a couple of hours, I think, till it's actually up there. But the ones I've seen up there are from, I think, October. I don't have a November one. There's December and January. Those ones are posted with me. If you go onto the Healthy Aging website, you'd have to go click on the first tab. It's programs, I think, and then go down all the way down. You'll see the flyer at the end of this one, and you can click on it there. If you get stuck or anything, just call us, okay? I'll walk you through that easy, okay? And they're on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and you can search on YouTube, just type in Wellness Wednesday and whatever month you want to watch. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully that is clear enough for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You take care.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. I had a blast. So hopefully it was very informative for you. Great. Take care there, Connie. Good. Joy, you feeling okay? How'd you like it? Was it good? I can't hear you, so I'm not sure.